Yo, what's poppin', y'all? It's your boy AJ.
It's your boy Nick.
And this is Hip Hop Vibes, the podcast. What's poppin' with you, homie?
Hey, nothing, bro. How are you, man?
Chillin', man. Just chillin'. Living the dream. The American dream.
American dream, one day at a time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yeah, we're gonna get down back to this countdown.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
We started off with 96.
96. That was a tough year.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that was in a good way. Yeah, you it was a clear winner for you.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it was a little more contested, but
True.
it's good shit, though.
Yeah, we started with 96. Well, we finished with 96. Now we're gonna start with 95.
Yes, sir.
Let me put it on my list real quick. I'll go first
I'm
this
pulling
time.
it up. Yeah, you go ahead, bro.
So, for artists, I said Biggie. Album, it was a toss-up between Me Against the World and Only Built for Cuban Links. It was a toss-up for me on those two. Producer, I said RZA. And song, I said I'll Be There For You, the Method Man, Mary J. Blige joint. Yeah, I put that for Song of the Year.
95. Why'd you put Biggie?
So, Ready to Die came out in like late 94. So, nothing really started to get popular for him until like 95. And then plus 95, he dropped the Junior Mafia project. So, he was dropping like, single after single with both his album and Junior Mafia. So, that's why I said Biggie.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Now, as far as the album, as far as the albums go, like if Ready to Die came out in 95, I would have said Ready to Die, but it didn't come out in 95.
Right. That's why my question was, because it came out in 94, so I was like, why he put for 95, but he's riding the coattails of that album, and then
and then plus Junior Mafia as well, and then Lil' Kim's about to come up soon, so so all that stuff, plus the features he was still doing with like Total and everybody, and all that other shit. Yeah, so I put Me Against the World just because.
We know why you put.
Yeah, of course. Like, that's arguably like Pac's best album. Definitely his purest album.
What do you mean by that, pure?
Like, he was like so emotional on that joint. Like, you listen to it, like he really like put himself out there.
Yeah.
Especially
Dear Mama. And all that shit.
And Life of an Outlaw, Temptations, So Many Tears.
That's the one I was thinking about.
Yeah. It was just a whole bunch of shit on that joint. And plus, that was on. He was recording that during the whole, the rape charges. Well, sexual assault. Sexual assault. Yeah. There is a difference. So sexual assault. That, and then plus the fact that that album went #1 while he's in jail.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think he was the first artist that had that do that. He was the first one. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Then the reason I said Only Built for Cuban Links, Rick Ron's debut solo album, which was fire. That's the song that had Ice Cream on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It was just fire. It was just a fire ass.
It was
album.
A good album.
It was a great album.
Bro.
Yeah.
Is that the one he had? I feel like he was Ghostface, like heavily. I feel like it was like Raekwon, like featuring Ghostface or something like that. I feel like one of the members of the clan was like on almost every track. I forget which one it was.
I think it might have been Ghostface.
I think it was Ghostface. Yeah, the production was fantastic, man. It was so cool. It was so weird, bro. It was way different. Like I got to it later, like. Because people used to talk about it like the purple tape. I didn't know what it was, and then I figured it out, and then I listened to it. Yeah, that shit was fire, bro. It was so consistent, just so consistent. Like it had a real.
Yeah, Ghostface was on the album.
Yeah, Ghostface was on the album a lot. That's what I was saying. Yeah, so I know it was like it was Wu-Tang, obviously, but that shit was fire. Bro.
It was also why I put RZA as the producer because he produced that whole fucking album.
Right. No, I get that. RZA's dope, man. RZA, I mean, he started a lot of that sampling shit. I mean, to some degree, you know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. So I put, you good? Are you done?
Yeah.
I put Tupac as artist. Because of Me Against the World. Because again, for me, like, I think you were saying that album was one of his more emotional ones. It's one of the more like conscious, like gangster. I like the conscious gangster rap. I like that like category. We'll talk about Ice Cube a lot later on. But like I really like that. Like he could have like some range. You know what I mean? I just not make one kind of song, but like have like Dear Mama. So like it's a beautiful song. I love that song. So I had to put that on there. I did put a runner up though, and maybe it's my producer hat, but Mobb Deep. Infamous came out that year. I fucking love Infamous. I love Infamous. I thought it was such a great album. I still think it's a fantastic album.
It's one of my favorite albums.
So I put Mobb Deep as a
I can't believe I meant to talk about that too. I forgot.
We cover each other, bro. I got your back, bro. And then for producer, I actually put Havoc. because he
because of Infamous.
single-handedly did Infamous, like the whole shit. And in a way, like it definitely, the production does remind me a little bit of RZA in some sense, but he had his own style. It was very dark and like murky and shit. And it was like really, really dope style. It had some dope samples and stuff.
And he looked up to RZA too, so like.
No, for sure. I mean, they all did. I mean, everyone looked up to RZA at that point. But I thought the way he did that, like being a no-name. I mean, they put out Juvenile Hell album before that, but he was like a no-name dude, just coming out producing a whole classic album. I think it's Infamous is a classic album for me.
It really is. Definitely.
So
I need that vinyl too.
I put we need all these vinyls, bro. We need a library for our vinyls, bro.
Right.
So for album, I put Me Against the World. I just think because. Oh man, it's just Pac. I mean, it's kind of hard for me. But Infamous is close. But for a song, I put Shook Ones for the year. I put Shook Ones because I think Shook Ones, of all the songs, like that shit. I mean, obviously, I was alive when that shit came out, but I wasn't like I didn't hear it when it came out. But like that shit was classic as fuck. Like that shit is classic. I mean, like right away. Just with that intro and with the beat, like right away, it's like it's classic.
As soon as you hear the hi-hat. The hi-hat, you already know.
I'm on the killers and $100 bills. Heard it right away. It's classic. I even think about like in 8 Mile how they were playing that shit all the time. You know what I mean? Like I was like everybody's favorite. And even back then, like Kendrick Lamar used to say like he would listen to Prodigy. Prodigy was one of his biggest fans. Prodigy was killing shit at that time. He was so dope.
Infamous was
So that shit was so fucking hard. And then I put as a runner-up because it's just so strong. I usually don't do runner-ups unless it's really close. But I put Dear Mama because Dear Mama is like one of the best songs ever. Okay. I love that song. True. So it wasn't on some like some hits. What were the hits type shit? It was just kind of like my favorites, to be honest.
Actually, I do have another runner-up for the songs. Crossroads.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because that joint.
Oh, that's a really good one. I feel like that's actually like, in terms of like popularity, that was definitely like a huge hit.
Yeah.
Right? That was a big ass hit.
It was.
It definitely was.
But I think it didn't really get popped until like 96, but it did come out in 95.
Yeah.
So because they made it for Eazy-E. So, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was like a tribute. Yeah, that was a tribute to Eazy-E and then like all the other people they lost. Like they lost like personally. Fucking Big L dropped his debut album.
Yeah.
Big L.
It was a good album.
Yeah, facts. I think it was definitely dope. It's just sad he didn't get the
Lifestyles of
the poor and dangerous.
Poor and dangerous.
Yeah.
I thought that shit was dope. Like I feel like, his rapping ability is crazy.
Right. He was definitely on another level.
Yeah, his rapping was crazy. Yo, is that you remember the song with the young Jay-Z verse?
Oh yeah,
Hope has a little verse. He sound like
he's 7-minute freestyle. Joint.
He's like squeaking. His high ass voice. You could tell he was like 18 or some shit. But but really Big L laid the foundation for Hove and shit like that. Like absolutely, the way he was rapping, Hove took that shit.
Facts. What else came? Oh yeah, and Junior Mafia dropped their joint. Like I said earlier, ODB dropped the album. GZA dropped the album. Both produced by RZA. Dog Pound dropped Dog Food, their debut album. Farside dropped Lab in California. Lab Cab in California.
Oh fuck, I forgot about
We're Running.
Bizarre Ride at the Far Side. I love that album. I forgot to put that. I forget that was 91 or 92.
Which one?
Bizarre Ride to the Far Side, their first joint. I love that one. Passing Me By.
Yeah, Passing Me By. That's my joint.
I love that album, man.
Yeah, it was like late 91 or
that's one of my favorite West Coast albums. And like most people, I definitely does not get talked about like
it doesn't
once. But it is like that. It's definitely that West Coast shit. It just be like smoking a bunch of weed and just freestyling and bullshitting. It's just a great album, man. Such a good album. I definitely have to say that you said Lab Cab in California, Running. I love that song.
Yeah.
A great JD beat too.
Hell yeah. I think that's all I have in 95. You got anything else?
Nah, bro, that's it.
All right, bet. Let's move on to 94. Let's you take this one.
Okay. Well, this shit, I mean, this is a pretty, like, probably the most even for me out of any of the years between Nas and Big. So I put Nas as the number one, Illmatic being my favorite.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I mean, it's my favorite shit, New York shit, Queens shit. it's just, man, like that is like, I think that's like the first like classic album that I heard from the 90s, like going back and listening to it, and it just spoke to me. Just the way he was rapping was just ridiculous, how complex it was, and just he was like kind of, you know, thoughtful, like that thoughtful gangster shit, like gangster music, but like thoughtful at the same time. So I put that. It's just, I mean, Illmatic's a perfect album, so I put Illmatic as the album. I did put Biggie as the runner up for artist and the runner up for album. Rated I is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I mean, the way he told the stories. I mean, it's like, you know, similar kind of gangster themes and whatnot, but it was like told in a way that was really, really personal. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And just his flow is absurd. So I mean, I think, yeah, it's just crazy. That's crazy. Both those albums came out in the same year. But I give the nod to Illmatic. I think just the fact that even to this day, like, you know, 25 years later or whatever, Nas is at the Kennedy Center performing with the orchestra. He's performing Illmatic. Like, it's just like literally, it's just so classic, man. Like, it's crazy. And then for producer though, I would have put somebody on Illmatic, but Illmatic had a bunch of different producers. It had DJ Premier, Pete Rock, Large Professor, LES, a whole bunch of people. So I couldn't like single one out. So I said Easy Mo B, because he did a whole bunch of Ready to Die, a whole bunch of records on there. And then and he would work with Bad Boy later on, a whole bunch of albums, do stuff for Pac too. Yeah. But then for a song, I put New York State of Mind, because that's like Nas is like sing. It's like that's the classic Nas shit. That's DJ Premier, like that's just the classic shit. It's a classic New York shit. When I hear that shit, I think about like subways and all that shit. I think about the trains running. I think about my childhood and going to Coney Island and shit like that. So that's definitely the one for me. But definitely close. It's very close. Very close. What did you say? Are you still doing your homework?
No. I already got my list.
You got your list already.
Yeah.
Okay.
So pretty much our list is pretty much the same for the most part. Artist Nas, album Illmatic, producer Easy Mo B. You said you put New York State of Mind.
I put New York State of Mind. Yeah.
It was a toss up between like three songs for me. So I said Cream.
Oh shit.
I said Juicy.
Wait, hold up. Cream came out in '93.
The single got released in like '94.
Oh damn, you're very scientific. So you're like looking at this shit.
Yeah, I'm looking at it like specifically.
Because the album came out in '93, whatever. Okay, yeah, gotcha.
Because back then when the CD comes out, you know, what I'm saying, like it takes a while.
For the hit radio. Yeah. I mean, Illmatic took I think it took 5 years to go platinum. That shit was not a hit when it came out.
Yeah,
Illmatic was not a hit when it came out.
It's still a classic, but commercially it wasn't.
It wasn't. Nah, it was some street shit.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just looking at it from
the
hottest joint.
That makes sense. I hear what you're saying. So why does Biggie second to Nas for you?
You said what?
Why is Biggie second to Nas for you? I'm just curious.
I think just more so just because you mean as an artist?
Well, no, just as in this rating. You said Nas first. Yeah.
I think more so just because Nas' album came out earlier, and he had more buzz than Biggie did. Because if you go back all the way 91, 92, I think it was 91, that he did a song with Main Source.
Yeah, Live at the Barbecue.
Yeah, Live at the Barbecue. That's what kind of put him on. That he was doing a whole bunch of other street shit. You know what I'm saying? Then he released the Pre-Matic, which was his demo for Illmatic. And then he finally released Illmatic, and I think Illmatic came out in it was early 94.
Yeah, early 94.
Yeah, April. And then Biggie's joint came out in September.
I see you. I like how you thought about that. I like that. Yeah, because I agree. Nas had more of the hype at the time.
Yeah, at the time. But that's the reason why I gave Biggie 95, just because by the time 95 hit, Ready to Die was out there.
Yeah. It took longer back then for shit to pop off.
Yeah, back then it took longer for shit to pop off.
Right. Shit now comes really, really hot, but then goes really quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
And plus, it's easier. Nowadays, it's easy. You got easier access to get to the song. You can just get to your phone and just play the shit. Right. But then you had to actually go to the fucking store.
If you go to the store, right.
Buy the CD.
Yeah.
Put the shit in the CD player. It's okay.
You got to promote it, get it to DJs. Then they finally get it. Then you hear it at the club 2 months later for the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. That's a good point.
But Big was definitely a runner-up, though. But yeah, songs I said Cream. I said Juicy. Then I also said... I believe I said Gin and Juice.
Oh, okay. So you took the same approach. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Because I think even though the album came out in 93, but the songs started popping in 94. But I think if I had to pick one, I'll probably pick Kareem.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, man.
What's up?
You're not staying loyal to your coast. You know you're West Coast, bro.
I am West Coast all day.
Come on, man. Can't believe you say that New York shit. That shit, man.
Actually, no, fuck no. Snoop Dogg's album.
Who's
is-
like, we all knew. You're just playing games.
Side note, side note.
Yeah,
But yeah, Nas, Illmatic, Easy Moby, then I'll probably put Kareem as Song of the Year. Just because, like, out of the 3 songs I picked, I think that's more resonant today in the hip hop world.
That's interesting.
You good 94? What else? Hold on. What else came out in 94?
I think that's other than that, I mean 94.
Oh yeah, Warren G dropped Lil Regulate.
Oh yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
The Brat dropped Funkified. I fucking love that album. JD killed that production. Oh yeah, Craig Mack dropped his album that year. Flavor with Flavor in Your Ear.
Oh, okay.
He
Yeah.
dropped that joint. Yeah, did Troy come out that year?
No, so that actually came out in
Nah.
92.
That was 92. You're right.
Yeah.
They did drop an album in 94 though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Shaq dropped his album that year too.
How did we not mention that, bro?
Right.
Fuck Nas and Biggie. With Shaq on the front of that.
Hey, Shaq had mad features on his joint though.
Shaq's the fucking man. I ran into Shaq at the Apple store one time.
For real? Like out here?
Yeah. Not here. He was in Boston. He did
Oh,
like
shit.
one season in Boston.
Oh, when he was with the Celtics?
Yeah, and then he was like walking through the mall. Like the whole mall felt different. Everyone was all freaking out and shit. It was dope. He was just like, I forget. He was wearing like a polo or some shit. And he was just like checking out like an iPad or some shit like that. I remember that shit.
Like, who
Everyone
just
was-
told him of it's
Oh,
Shaq?
yeah, and that was crazy because you look around the mall, like the demographic of the whole mall changed. Everyone was taller and shit. Like what
Yeah.
happened? Like all these basketball players are here.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was dope, man. That was awesome. That dude is fucking huge.
Good.
Yeah, I'm good, bro.
All right. This is gonna be a quick ass episode.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All this is pretty straightforward. All right. So we move on to 93.
I feel like it's more straightforward because we have all the hindsight of like 20, 30 years later. Like, only a couple records have lasted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like we filtered out like all other shit like that
Facts.
didn't last. You know what I mean?
No, that's true. Now we move on to 93. Now we going to the West Coast.
Okay, okay. You ought to say
All right. Artist.
switching teams.
Yeah, artist Snoop Dogg. Album Doggy Style. Producer Dr. Dre. Song. You gonna laugh at me for this. Whoop, there it is.
Oh shit! I see. I understand why you put that.
Yeah.
But that's hilarious,
Because it was actually tied with.
bro. Who
is
the
that-
fuck?
it's
Who? What's the artist, bro?
Tag team.
See, I don't even fucking remember their name.
They
bro.
were one hit wonder.
Yeah,
that was literally like
Bro.
their only hit. But it was a big hit though.
literally, like that shit was such a big hit that like 15 years later, I don't know if you remember the Reese's Swoops.
I do remember
Remember
that,
that shit? Swoops, there it is. They took that shit like, yeah, that's like, that reminds me of one of my OGs, my fucking history teacher in school, bro. This guy, Chris Kerhias, shout out Chris Kerhias. First day of class, he showed us a Public Enemy video. That was the like instruction. That was a lesson for the day. He showed like a Public Enemy video.
Oh, shit.
Like it was some dope shit. Like only like teacher that was dope like that. And he said like about he was out like eating or something like. And he's like 35 years old at the time. He's like, it's like 2010. And he hears like, at the restaurant, they're playing like Run DMC. And he's just laughing because he came up like listening to like PE and Run DMC when he was like a teenager.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
just to
yeah.
see it like 30 years later. Now it's like played in the background at some corny ass restaurant. Like, it's like that, whoops, there it is. Like, that's one of those songs that's still. Not even now, like they're making money off it now, so I can see why you put that as
yeah.
that was a hit song. That was a hit
It
song,
was.
bro. That's fucking hilarious.
But I also put nothing but a G thing as well.
oh yeah,
Like right behind
yeah.
it. Like behind it, because like I think they both peaked at like number 2.
I think What's My Name was like that joint. I'm pretty sure that like Doggy Style was like it sold 800,000 copies in its first week. Literally the highest selling hip hop album at the time. Like
Yeah.
it was fucking huge commercially.
But misogynistic as hell. But it's a great album.
It's got some bullshit, yeah. But it was funny. My wife was listening, like she was like, listened to some Snoop for the first time. Like she knows Snoop because I feel like Snoop is such like he's a legend now.
Yeah,
and so
yeah,
like he's
yeah.
like he has a public image and shit. You know what I mean? He always like on the show with Martha Stewart and
Yeah.
shit.
He's like internationally known.
Internationally known
Yeah.
now, right? But then she like went and listened to Doggy Style, and she was like, "What the fuck?" Like that's the thing. Like people don't understand about hip hop. You have to put on your like the glasses. You know, you have to understand you're listening to rap music. Like it's supposed to shock you a little
Yeah,
bit. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So yeah, absolutely. That shit misogynistic as fuck. Most of the West Coast albums like were at the time.
They really were.
Even before the Ice Cube, we'll talk about that. But there's plenty of that shit on his album too.
Oh yeah, between NWA, Ice Cube, Dre,
You know what I
Snoop.
mean? But you look at it from
Just Death Row in general.
in general, bro. In general, that shit. Yeah, they're savage with that.
Yeah,
But yeah, in terms of music, I mean,
but it was just fun music at the same time.
this is fun music,
and
man.
it was
It's not
it was
serious.
just a different vibe from like East Coast music.
I mean,
'Cause
it's
East
such a
Coast was like
different
East
vibe.
Coast was more serious, like more lyrical and all, like with the boom bap and all
Yeah.
that other shit. Yeah. And the West Coast came along, it was just more chill, more smooth. Everybody just having a good time. Everyone's like partying, drinking, smoking,
right. Yeah,
just vibing type shit,
yeah,
but still gangsta at the same time.
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Nah, I love that. That's a great way to describe it. That's a great way to describe it.
And then plus they take elements. East Coast took elements from like jazz, while West Coast took elements from funk.
Good.
So it was
That's
like, yeah.
Wow, that's some good shit, bro. Wow, I never thought about it like
Yeah.
that. You're 100% right.
Because when you think about like the Tribe Called Quest or like KRS-One or like even Nas, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, the samples. Absolutely. All jazz.
Yeah, all jazzy type stuff.
Yeah, and then George Clinton and all that shit like was the West Coast shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, bro. Well, let me do mine real
Oh
quick.
yeah. My bad.
Come on, bro.
Let's stay doing that.
93. I put Wu Tang. It's probably my East Coast ways.
Okay, yeah.
I'm East Coast
Makes
forever.
I'm pretty sure.
So Wu Tang, I put Wu Tang just for 36 Chambers.
Yeah.
I mean, just because like the legacy of that, like how many classic artists, like how many legends came from one fucking supergroup? Like that's never been
Facts.
done before. So I had to put that over Snoop. As big as Snoop was,
I can respect that.
like Snoop was so fucking huge. Like it was huge, but Wu Tang had like multiple members who went on to be legends with classic albums in their own right. Method Man, T. Kyle, like all them joints, bro. Like there's so many. So I put RZA as the producer. From a producer standpoint, this shit was just like, it was just different, man. It was like I mean, the mix of like all that kung fu shit was dope.
Yeah.
That was so different. Like it was so different. And then like the samples he chose, they weren't like the jazzy kind of like feel good
Yeah.
shit. They were like darker and like kind of like creepy orchestral violins and shit.
Facts.
It was like real murky and dark New York shit. It was just like in a trash can in a fucking alleyway, dark ass alleyway type of sound. Like it was the opposite of Doggy Style, the fucking
Yeah.
opposite. But that I put it as, I don't usually do runner ups, but actually I did it 4 years in a row now. But usually I don't.
Yeah.
Snoop was so close though for me. You know, for that same reason. Because Snoop, I don't think anyone sounded cooler on a mic than him. And I don't think anyone ever will, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like, he sounded so cool.
He was just
Just like what he was doing, he was just so cool. Like, lots of rappers sound dope. They sound like aggressive. They sound exciting. You got people that fucking barking on records like DMX. You got people like, screaming fucking 6ix9ine. You know what I mean? All these different people with different vocal abilities. But him just being the smoothest shit. It was just so fucking smooth. So I mean, that's why I had to put it on there. And then, album, definitely Doggy Style. I actually put Gin and Juice for the song. And I put that because I think that song like really, I mean, Nothing But G-Thang too, but I feel like Gin and Juice is like one of those like legendary songs like everybody fucking knows, and like, you know
Facts.
what I mean? 25 years later, people fucking singing
That's
it and
true.
shit. And then I put Cream second. Because I think Cream, Cream is classic shit.
Oh,
but,
for sure.
I just think I think Snoop was like more popular. You know what I'm saying? Like none of the Wu-Tang members like ever achieved that level of like on a fucking
Where
show with
Snoop is.
Martha Stewart
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
some fucking crossover shit. So I gotta give, props to Snoop on
And
that
he's still
shit.
putting out shit.
He's still putting out
Like,
music.
he put an album out earlier this year.
He's putting out projects. He's still doing music. He's
Yeah.
doing all types of shit. One random ass story that was funny. He was in Italy and Snoop just left behind like a bag, a little knapsack with $300,000 in it. He just left that shit behind. Like, and I know somebody who used to work with one of his producers, right? He was this kid, and he was he went on tour with Snoop and shit, and like was following Snoop around because he's with his like crew. And he said nobody works harder than that motherfucker, dude. Like, he was like not sleep. He didn't get any sleep for like 6 days straight. Was sick, and then was like playing in like celebrity football games at the same time. Motherfucker, like the hardest working guy of all time. Like, Snoop Dogg, man. Like, you don't get to that level unless you're fucking.
Oh yeah,
you're a
And
beast.
he does give back too. So like the little football, like you said, the football league that he be doing.
That's good. I'm
God,
sure he
yeah,
gives back. You don't get love for no reason. You got to give back
Yeah.
to get love. But yeah, I want to say in the production sense, I mean, that shit, the production was just ridiculous on Doggy Style. Like, if I could listen to one like album like instrumentals, like it would be Doggy Style over 36 Chambers, because it just feels so good. Like, the
Yeah.
shit just smooth. It's just very melodic. Like, I'm a producer. I like a lot of melody. I like rhythm, mainly rhythm, but then a lot of melody too. That shit was crazy, man. Production was crazy. And how he did it from Chronic and then doing another album right after that is ridiculous. Like, I feel like that,
Like,
like
back to back.
they must have recorded one like giant, like probably like 100 songs together, and then they like divvied some out. Because I
Yeah.
swear, like, it sounds like it was made around the same time, you know, like the same moment.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, I feel like
What do you think?
Chronic was more smoother than Doggy Style. Doggy Style was kind of more like hard hitting in your face type shit. Like, it was like more heavy chords, like more heavy. It was like just more heavy, like sounding than Chronic.
I'm gonna listen to that shit in a little.
Yeah,
See what
but
you
it's
mean.
it's still smooth, but it hits hard.
Yeah.
While Chronic was just smooth. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? For the most part, like, you know, in the drop top, summertime, windows down, top
Yeah.
down, just type shit. And then Doggy Style is some shit you play at a party type shit, kickback type shit.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. Classic shit.
What else came out real quick before we finish up? Oh yeah, Midnight Marauders dropped that year.
Oh yeah, that's a dope album. I
think
love
that's-
that fucking album.
I think that's my favorite Tribe Called Quest album.
That's fair. Electric Relaxation, War Tour,
Yeah.
whole bunch of joints on that one. Electric Relaxation
Oh my
has
God.
to be one of them.
Yeah,
joints.
that's probably
Oh
one of
my
my-
God, yes. Oh my God.
Yeah, I think my favorite one is Electric Relaxation.
Electric Relaxation is classic. And I
Oh,
love that sample. It's
Sucking
fucking crazy.
Nigga is my favorite too.
That's a great one too. I love the one. The night is on my mind.
Oh yeah,
The night is on my mind.
is that called? I think that's called Midnight
The sun
Marauders.
will shine, but
That
the night is on my mind.
Oh yeah, fucking Black Moon dropped their joint into the stage. Buckshot was killing shit, and a lot of people like use his style too.
Absolutely.
KRS One dropped Return of the Boom Bap, The Sound of the Police.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, you definitely gotta mention that shit.
Oh yeah, Cypress Hill, Insane in the Membrane.
Oh yeah. That's gotta be like one of the songs of the year. And shit.
Yeah, that's another one too. That was like up there. Oh yeah, Souls of Mischief, 93 to Infinity.
Oh yeah. It's a classic beat. Even that
Yeah.
shit lasted for so long.
Yes.
That beat lasted forever. I love that beat, bro.
It's so many.
The little bass at the end,
Yeah.
filter work, like, and then also that horn shit.
Oh yeah.
Like, how many records had that shit? So many. No ID from Chicago did that shit a lot on Resurrection. You know what I mean? That little horn sample just bouncing around, echoing. That filter, that low cut filter.
Yeah.
Classic shit, bro. I was huge for hip hop. I still do that shit now. I can still do that shit now on my beats. Put a filter on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and this is when Mobb Deep dropped Juvenile Hell.
Okay.
On this drop, Back the Fuck Up with no Slam on it. With Slam. Oh yeah, that's when Distributable Planets dropped their song. Cool Like That. I forgot about that song. I forgot that shit came out in 93.
I like that song, man. I
Yeah.
can't front though. I bought that album and I was confused as shit by it. I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? They're talking about bugs and fucking plants and shit. But I like that song a lot
They
though.
were just in a whole nother mindset.
They were they must have been on shrooms or some shit. Like, oh, like, that's some cool shit though.
Like I said, the jazzy shit.
The jazzy shit, yes sir. Well, what about that was 94, Outkast.
Oh yeah,
Southern
Southern
Playlist.
Playlist. Yeah, that was 94.
Yeah, so let's go back to 94 real quick. Okay,
Yeah.
Outkast, Southern Playalistic Cadillac, Southern Playalistic Cadillac
Cadillac
music.
Yeah.
Okay, and then fucking that one, and then fucking Crumbling Herb. I love that song.
Oh yeah,
And
that did come out. Yeah, that was on that album. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
and then I'm also gonna put a plug for my favorite rappers, Common Sense from
Yo.
Chicago, Resurrection, classic shit. I fucking love that album. The album, if anything,
That's the one you got a vinyl for, right?
yes sir. I got that one.
Oh.
That's a classic one, Joe.
I actually saw that in I went to the one record store earlier today. I actually saw that
You
album.
saw Resurrection? Yeah,
It was
yeah,
only-
yeah.
it was- they had it for like $13.
Yeah, this shit was cheap.
Yeah.
That's why I got it first. But no, I love that shit, bro. That shit, like, production wise, fantastic. Like, No ID killed that shit. Like, it was so fantastic. I think most of all, I think my favorite song was This Is Me. Because he's just talking about, like, I think there was a quote, was like, being real is not about bats and gats. It stems back to the roots of being true. So, homie, you be you, and I'll do me, you be you. And I like that line. I was like, it's dope because I listen to a lot of like gangsta ass music, but I'm not a gangsta ass person.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I listen to this guy talking about some shit, like more conscious shit. I was like, this is fucking dope. He sounds dope. Like he's a dope rapper. Like people have respect for him, and he's just kind of being himself. I love that shit. So that was some fucking dope shit, man. That shit didn't sell at all, though. I sold one fucking copy. And then, like, that shit took it, like, that's what the thing. Sometimes the classic albums that don't get respected, like, initially. It's like, sometimes it's like, it's retrospect. They're like, you got to release 3 good albums to have a classic album. But you got people like Nas who put out one. Like, he'd be good for life.
Yeah.
You know, always have that shit.
And also, Thug Life album dropped. It was like Pac and like a whole bunch of like other rappers from like New York.
Oh, okay.
They dropped the album in '94. And also, because technically this is hip hop, TLC dropped Crazy Sexy Cool. In 94.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that is technically hip hop too.
Wait, where is TLC? Are they from Atlanta?
They're from Atlanta.
Okay,
Yeah.
Because I feel like we haven't mentioned the South at all. I'm like, what did it might not have been? I think Goody Mob dropped some.
Oh
shit.
yeah, damn, I forgot that. That dropped in '94.
Yeah. They had some shit. I was trying to think like because we talked, we covered a lot. Soul Food, there you
Soul
go.
Food dropped,
Yeah, so that's like classic shit. So for all like those artists that came in the early 2000s, even like T.I. and shit, they all talk about that shit. So
Right.
Bumpin' Soul Food number 4.
Yeah,
You know, King.
that was a dope ass
That was like that's I want to think about like what areas like the South at that time. Outkast, Goody Mob.
to me, that's one of my favorite album intros. Soul Food, the Soul Food intro. That was like probably one of my favorite.
I gotta
intros.
listen to it again, man. It's been a while.
I think it's called Free. Yeah, it's called Free. But yeah, Crazy Sexy Cool also came out that year. I actually just bought the vinyl today for it. I saw the show in the store.
So I had to I knew I was forgetting some people from the South. So for all our listeners from the South, 94, The Diary, Scarface.
Yeah.
Scarface had a bunch of fucking joints. The World Is Yours, 93, like all that shit, like classic.
Oh, I knew I missed the album. All right, I need to go back to '95 real quick. Fucking DJ Quick dropped Safe and Sound.
Oh, yeah, well, shit. I was gonna say DJ Quick earlier because what's his first album that he put out? I think it was 90.
I think it was either 90 or 91.
I think it was not. Yeah, I think it was 91. But it was like self-produced. Shit was crazy. I forget the name.
It was 91. Yeah,
91. What was it called?
Quick is the name.
Quick is the name. Yeah.
That came
some-
out. That was
some
91.
dope shit. And I think it was off of that Dre had noticed him, and then like he got into some of those sessions.
Yeah, well, I'm Death Row. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was off of that.
Oh yeah, Bone Thugs dropped Creeping on the Come Up in '94 as well. That's the one that had Douglas Ruckus Bone and For the Love of Money. You got anything else?
Not really, man. I was
All right.
like, I was gonna ask you, want to go any further,
Yeah,
but
that's pretty much it. All right. Any closing remarks?
I love the fucking 90s baby forever.
Oh, big facts.
92.
I'm a true 90s baby. I was born in January 1990. I'm a true 90s baby.
Hey.
I experienced everything.
Hey.
I missed the first 15 days, but other than that, the first 15 days of the year.
Yo, that's
But other
dope.
than that, I'm a true 90s baby.
Yes, sir.
With that being said, I'm your host, AJ,
Your boy Nick.
and this is Hip Hop Vibes, the podcast. We'll catch y'all next time.
Peace.